Hi folks, this is All the Fruit, and today I'm visiting the thickest and oldest quince tree in the world. It is not as I would have expected in some remote Anatolian mountain village. No, it's here, basically in the city center of Basel in Switzerland. If you want to know where it is, it's in the Dornacher Straße 185. And no, I'm not invading anybody's privacy here. This thing is all over the newspapers, or was all over the newspapers at some time in Switzerland. Also, I'm not breaking and entering, although I don't know the exact Swiss laws, but there is no gate, no nothing, so I'm just walking in, and it's beautiful. First, about the claim of this being the thickest and oldest quince tree in the world. Hello? I think this is somebody living here, but since they didn't kick me out, I guess they are used to a little bit of tree tourism. Well, it might not look that impressive compared to some sequoia or some baobab tree. What's left of the stem is basically 2 meters tall, above 2 meters. It seems it has been cut back sometime during the 21st century in recent times, because all the branches going higher are basically not thicker than my arm, and most are considerably thinner. So this was cut down, which was maybe a good idea in order to save the tree. I mean, it's very common for old quince trees to be hollow or to be falling apart. Maybe that's one reason we don't hear so much about old quince trees. However, I used to know an old quince tree in Heidelberg, which the city has been managing for decades, and also recently I found a quince tree near Heidelberg in the town of Leimen, which is rumored to, which the owner told me is about 70 years old. It was planted before him. He was quite an old guy. Oh, look at the cute angel here. Well, this one is supposed to be 175 years old. I don't know, is this the age of the buildings here? They look to me like late 19th, early 20th century. That would make it rather like about 130 years old, but okay. Not so sure about Swiss architecture styles. Well, you might say, okay, there must be bigger and older and thicker quince trees somewhere. Well, when they compared the findings of this tree with the official international ancient tree list, I forgot which one it was. The record holder was a French tree, which was about half as thick. This one is supposed to have a circumference of over 3 meters. That would be something around 9 to 10 feet. That means the diameter should be about 1 meter. Yeah, in this direction the diameter could well be even a bit over 1 meter. The stem is not completely symmetrical. In this direction it's thinner, I would say 70 or 80 centimeters. It's completely hollow, and as you can see, well, no, the hole on the other side was bigger. And as you can see, young suckers are growing inside the hollow trees, and some of them are already quite thick. I mean, this here at the base is already over 10 centimeters thick. Ain't that a beautiful kind of how shall I say, allegory for this tree? Out of the old tree, a new tree is growing out, and the new tree is the old tree, because it's all one specimen. Well, somebody else coming out of the house. They are eyeing the brown grubby looking man, a little bit suspicious, but they are saying nothing. I guess I'm not the first tree fancier who is here. Well, what else can we say? Yeah. The old trunk has separated into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 separate pieces. The funny thing is the same thing happened to the thickest tree in the world. The thickest tree in the world again is no sequoia and no baobab. It's a chestnut in Sicily, in Italy, which used to be a tourist attraction for centuries, but age and a couple of fires destroyed it so far that now it's basically a 20 meter wide ring. This ring is 1 meter wide, 20 meter wide ring made up of 2 meter thick trees. So funny that this old tree here basically mirrors this development. Here also you can see a couple epiphytes that should be Geranium robertianum. Oh, a couple more epiphytes, a lot of epiphytes of Geranium robertianum in this old tree. An epiphyte of ivy trying to succeed here. Interesting. Yeah, the most impressive one are of course the suckers inside this tree. Here you can see how this was cut down. Yeah, probably like 10 to 15 years ago, let's say, or 10 to 20 years ago. Was chainsawed quite relentlessly. Well, of course, since we are a fruit channel and this is a fruit tree, let's check the fruits. There are some fruits lying on the ground and they are tiny. Here is one which still has its color. Well, I cannot say too much, but I think that this is a so-called Apfelquitte, an old group of varieties here in Germany. They look a lot more like apples. They're extremely hard. Basically, you need a hatchet to cut them into pieces. Very aromatic and rich in pectin, and very frost resistant. Those are old traditional varieties around here. Nowadays, much bigger Birnenquitten are being introduced and are becoming more and more popular. So old Apfelquitten varieties are quite, I wouldn't say endangered, but they're a nice remnant of the old times. Of course, since it's a fruit tree, the next important question is it grafted? Well, if there was a graft, an old graft, I don't see traces of it. You could basically think that this is a trace of grafting, but no, I think, and I can clearly see by the remnants of the old cut trunks, that they basically cut the higher trunks and left the tree to produce new branches. This might even have been the rootstock of a quince tree, and something was grafted on top of it, but got lost either in earlier times or when they cut it back in the early 21st century. Here those suckers have really small leaves. A lot of rootstock quinces have that. However, the leaves up there are also quite small and the fruits are also quite small. Of course, we don't know if somebody collected the bigger fruits. Let me see, where is this tiny fruit? Where did I throw it? Okay, I cannot find it anymore, but basically a standard Apfelquitte is about 2 to 3 times, rather 3 times the size of this one. So this is either very small because it's some really old form. Where is it? There is the rotten one here, but where is the one that was still yellow? Well, either those are a very old form, or maybe somebody just collected the bigger fruits and left the small ones, which were not worth the trouble. I mean, it looks like there are almost no fruits here. There must have been more. Really beautiful tree. I think since quinces don't grow to giant sizes like pear trees or service trees or chestnuts. Oh, more people, okay. I guess they are really used to people coming here and admiring their tree. Well, I guess most people will not be so eager on recording a record quince tree because they don't grow to such giant sizes. Oh, look at that. It's mid-November and there is a violet flowering here. The things you discover. Could be a Viola elatior. Strange violet. Most violets don't have such high stems. 10-20 years ago I would be really thrilled by finding this and I would identify it. But now, yeah, you can identify the violet. Look at that. It flowered a couple months ago. Here are the fruits. This one is still flowering. That's what the leaves look like. The underside of the leaves here tell me what violet this could be. Well, yeah, I think because quinces usually don't grow to giant sizes, people don't record specimens. Tell me if you have ancient quinces in your area or other ancient fruit trees of species which don't grow to giant sizes. Apart from that, stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the beautiful and incredibly fruit-rich city of Basel in Switzerland. And of course, don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe.